to make games, what advice would you give them?
If they wanted to make their own game, I honestly say learn to program. It is absolutely imperative to learn to program if you're going to do it, because if you want it to be exactly the way that you envision it to be, you need to learn to build it from the base up. And that's not a hard thing to do. In today's age, we have things like Game Maker Studio or Unity that are really accessible to people, and they're really easy to learn because everything you want to learn is on Google already. So you can just go Google it. In fact, Champions of Breakfast, the game that we built first, I didn't know how to use Game Maker. So I Googled everything. It was like, how do I make a monster move? How do I make it shoot? You know, those are the things you can Google, and you can just build your whole game that way. So you don't need any prior experience. You can just learn as you go.
Tell them to play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, because that's where I started. I've spent a lot of time just reading and pouring through different manuals and stuff and just playing games. And I think the best way to start making games is to start making them. You know, just try to make some and have some fun with it and get a little bit of experience.
I'd say that first off, I think the philosophy talked about in extra credits is huge. Fail faster. That's true for development. It's true for art. And if you do not know digital programs, that's totally okay. All of the art theory that you learn, color, animation basics, stuff like that for traditional media, all applies no matter whether you're doing pixel art like a dragon named Cole, or if you're doing complete full illustrations like the one behind me. Everything is functional and applies. You can start with pen and paper, doing card games, doing board games, or you can try and pick up programming, which I highly recommend for video games. As an artist, it's really great to know how code works, how the game engine you're working with works. It makes your programmer very happy too if you find one to work with.
I think the most important thing that you should definitely do is you need to find a community. If you want to work on something that's going to take a really, really long time to make, if you don't have people that are actively able to support you, help you solve problems and different questions that you're going to run into, you need to have people you can talk to. Also, you need to have people that are available. You need to have people that have solved problems that you can't. In Denver, we've made a lot of effort to build a really big community out here. We have chats. A lot of times you can find local stuff. There's the International Game Developers Association that's definitely you should get involved with. We've been working on this project for a couple of years, and there's no way we could have made a dragon named Cole unless we had the support of local people. Also, there's all kinds of online communities, if you can't get to that you can find. If you're working on a game engine that you're interested in, like Unity or Game Maker, go out there and find communities. They've put lots of effort in to make things that you can get involved with. And if you're not sure, just post on a forum or look online. That's the best thing I can suggest to do.
Well, I would say go where gamers go. So for example, I started working on this game basically because I met Rachel on a crosswalk in San Francisco at the Game Developers Conference back in 2015. There was like free coconut water or something, and we both like started chatting about dark orchestral scores and Danny Elfman and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, they wanted a dark orchestral score with a pixel art game. And so, you know, we started chatting, and I wrote some music. They liked it, and that was that. I feel like that's number one. I mean, I guess before that, you have to actually be a composer, right, or a musician, right? And the great thing about games is that there's music of every genre, right? Whether it's orchestral or electronic or chiptune or, you know, tribal, aboriginal, tribal, you know, whatever you want, you can sort of dive in and experiment. And that's why I do it. I have a lot of fun diving into those different worlds. And so yeah, anything you do really, I would say just take your music, take it out there, put it out there if you're a performer. YouTube obviously is huge. You know, I haven't done a lot of YouTube performing myself. I do have one claim to fame on YouTube. I worked on a video called Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf a couple years ago. I did all the musical arrangements for that. Rob Cantor, songwriter. That ended up, some people from Disney saw that, and I ended up on a Disney show working on music for a kids show. So you never know where a project will lead you.
If you really want to know how to get into games, just start making them. And it doesn't matter what part of the games you're into. If you're into music, join a team as a musician. If you're into art, join a team as an artist. If you're into programming, join a team as a programmer. If you're into testing, join as a team as a tester. It doesn't matter. It's just about doing it. And it doesn't even have to be a game that you're going to get published. There's a lot of teams out there making amazing content for existing games. You know, Skyrim, all the mods for that, all the mods for Fallout 4, all the other games out there go all the way back to the classic Doom. I mean, Doom from the 90s is still being modded. Just get on a team, or even do it yourself. You know, all those people out there making games for iPhone, Android, you can use the free version of Unity, the free version of Unreal. You can make a game, just start. There's really nothing holding you back. And Once you get started, that's how you're going to get to the end, and that's how you're going to get into the industry. This is Red Vonix telling you how to do it.